How often are you checking on your Red Hat Enterprise Linux hosts for issues? What about patching them? What about ensuring that they're compliant from a security point of view? What if you could identify all kinds of issues and apply these fixes from a single location? My name's Ben Blasco, and today I'm going to show you how to find it and fix it with Red Hat Insights and the new Red Hat Connector tool. In this short demo, we'll log into the Insights console and generate some fixes for some issues. Then we will log into our Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9 system and enable the Red Hat Connector tool. And finally, we'll run the remediation playbook and see what's going on in the background. Let's check it out. So here we are at the Red Hat Insights console at console.redhat.com. Here, I'm specifically looking at my Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9 system called RHEL 90. Along the top here, you can see all of the different Insights services. So let's have a quick look at any issues we might need to fix on our systems. Let's start with patch. So we click on patch, and we can see here that there are actually a large number of fixes that we can apply to our host. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a couple of those. Let's go with the Cloud Init fix and maybe Network Manager, and let's generate a remediation playbook. We'll call it RHEL 9 fixes. Hit next. We're only applying this fix to one system, so RHEL 9 it is, and we hit submit to generate that playbook. Okay, let's return. Let's go and check out the compliance service to see if I have any issues with respect to complying to my security compliance policy. In this instance, we're looking at the Australian Cybersecurity Centre's Information Security Manual profile. So let's generate some fixes for that as well. How about we look at, let's say, some issues with RPM packages and verify the file hashes as well. Let's generate a playbook for that. We'll call it RHEL 9 RPM fixes for security. Hit next. Same deal, just a single view. We have the fixes to be applied and we've generated a playbook. So let's return to application and then check out the remediations we've generated. So we should see two here. Yes, one for RHEL 9 fixes, which are just the patches we want to apply, and one for the RHEL 9 RPM security compliance fixes. So now what we're going to do is we are going to switch to our console of our Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9 system and set up the Red Hat connector so that we can run these remediation playbooks directly from Red Hat Insights. So now we're on the CLI terminal of our Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9 system called RHEL 90. I've already escalated my privileges to be the root user, and what we're going to do now is install the Red Hat connector and associated tools to be able to run our remediation. So the command here is the DNF install. I'm going to do a -y so it doesn't prompt me. RHC for Red Hat connector, RHC worker playbook, which is to set up the background worker that helps us with our remediations, and the Ansible core package, which we require to actually run the remediation on the system. So let's let that run. Okay, this is running quite quickly, which is great. Installing almost complete with 10. Let's get to that 11th package. Okay, all done. So now we've installed the Red Hat connector tool. Let's actually connect it. It's a really simple command. That's just Red Hat connect. Here we go. So it's already connected for subscription management because we set that up in advance. We're connecting to Red Hat Insights here. This will take a moment as it spins the wheels and connects the system to Red Hat Insights. Okay, that took a little bit of time, but as we can see, the system is registered from a subscription point of view. It's connected to Red Hat Insights, and the Red Hat connector or RHC daemon has been activated. So now what we'll do is we'll actually take a look at the status of that daemon and have a look at the logs. Let's actually kick off a session where we're watching the logs for the Red Hat connector daemon service before we go and kick off our remediation playbook. So we'll use the journal control command, journal CTL, -F to be able to tail the logs for the unit called rhcd.service. Okay, great. So the RHCD service is running there from what we can see, and it is just sitting there, and we're going to be able to watch the logs as we kick off a remediation playbook. So let's switch back to the console and run our remediation. Okay, so we're back at the Red Hat Insights console and looking at the same remediation playbooks that we generated earlier. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the RHEL 9 fixes playbook, which contains a couple of patches or errata to be applied, and we're going to run that against our RHEL 9 host. All we need to do here is click the blue Execute Playbook button. And as you can see here, we can see that our RHEL 9 system, or one of them, is in status ready via direct connection, which enables us to execute the playbook. So let's click on it and see what happens. Right, so I'm going to switch back to the console of our system now, our CLI terminal, and a job looks like it's just kicked off to run something on this system. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so there's some Ansible going on because these remediation playbooks are driven by Ansible Automation Platform or Ansible Core. And here we can see that our patch advisories RHBA 2022-5264 is actually being applied to our system. So this means that we are fixing the issue that we identified and generated the playbook for. The thing I want to point out here is that we could have done this offline. We could have used Red Hat Satellite if we had that installed, or Ansible Automation Platform if we have a subscription to that. But this is a direct way that allows you to start remediating your issues immediately for any RHEL 8.6 and onwards host or RHEL 9 host. So let's recap. We generated some playbooks to fix issues we found via Red Hat Insights. We set up the Red Hat connector tool on our RHEL 9 system, and we ran the remediation playbook and watched how it executed on our system. Here are the commands we used. Have fun getting your host secure and up to date with Red Hat Insights and Red Hat Connector. Thanks for watching.